here to the right. The ones that are ready to be eaten is the red, the dark purplish color. That's the one that you can eat. They're called sea grape, S-E-A-G-R-A-P-E. And it's funny, it's not only at the beach that you find the trees, because I have one right at home by the gate. It was my greatest pleasure having you sharing my 11th year with the company. Thank you very much. It was a great pleasure having you on board today. I hope it will be memories that you will be taking along with you. We're now making our way back to the cruise facilities. Is anyone interested in staying downtown to shop?
Yeah.
Okay. Here to our left, you see these plants with the yellow and red. These trees are called, these flowers are called the Pride of Barbados. Similar to the flamboyant. And here to our right, we've got Bougainvillea. Now I do have a little story to tell you about this area. If you were to come to the island over 30 years back and came in this area, it was completely empty. It is 1.5 miles long by 3/4 miles wide, and it's the French government who is totally responsible for selling to a gentleman by the name of Mr. Lufman for a steal of a deal of $60,000 US.
Wow.
Steal of a deal. They said the government knew Mr. Lufman had that money that could develop this area. So he's the one that's responsible for all the development in this area. The private home, the condos, the vacation villas, the hotel rooms. To rent a hotel room in this area, you can get one for about $300 to $600 US per night. Here to our left, we have one of the older hotels in this area, La Plantation. As always, La Plantation closes the month of September. They'll be opening like the later part of October for the new season. With 4 stars, we have Esmeralda here to our right. Now to rent a hotel room in this area, you can get one for about $300 to $600 US per night. To purchase a 3-bedroom condo with 3 bathrooms and a small pool attached is worth about $350,000 US. When we get out to the intersection, I'll be pointing out to you Mr. Lufman's house. There's a cluster of houses. The one that's nestled to the top with a bright lime green roof, that'll be Mr. Lufman's house. His house is worth about $1.5 million US. For the single ladies on board, I'm sorry I was told that he's quite happily married. The highest elevation here on the island can be found right in the back of Mr. Lufman's, and that's Peak Paradise with 1,500 feet above sea level. Orient Bay beach. Now if you look straight ahead and leftwards where the coconut trees are, see the coconut trees?
Yeah.
You see the coconut trees?
Yes. Yeah.
Zoom in, that's the nude colony. You heard of St. Bats? the roof, you'll see that little green star. See the green star?
Yep.
That star signifies age, and that house has been sitting around since the 1700s.
Whoa.
It used to be an old sugar plantation. If you were to visit inside today, you'll be visiting a museum, and you could have learned a lot of old history about the island and taste a lot of aged rum. Ladies and gents, safety is our first priority. At this time, I would like everyone to please make sure you're probably seated in your seats. It's going to be a bit like a roller coaster ride going down Chamber Hill. Coming up on the right with the red roof is the oldest Catholic church here on the French side of the island. It's the St. Joseph Catholic Church. The stones in the building from the foundation to the rim beam, they came here on the boat from Europe as ballast. Here we have the Catholic Church. Here goes the roller coaster ride, sit tight.
It's like this though. It's on the
Already stopped.
That was a smooth roller coaster ride. Give it up for the driver to the right. You saw the sheep?
Yeah.
Those are sheep. The sheep has the tail hanging down, the goat's tail's hanging. And those are French sheep. So that was a smooth roller coaster ride. Give it up for the driver. There's no main crop grown here on our friendly island of St. Martin, St. Martin. All of our fresh food, fruits, vegetables, meats, and dry goods, they are imported in from the US, some of the other countries, and some of our neighboring islands. Even though some people have a small garden in their backyard, but they only use it for domestic use. Some of our ice cream and fresh milk comes from the US Virgin Island of St. Thomas. A gallon of milk here on the island is about $8 US. For us here on the island, it's much cheaper to buy beers to drink with our cereal. So we forget the milk and take home the beers. Tourism is our main industry. In 2015, we had over 1.7 million tourists that visited the island by cruise ship and over 700,000 by airlines. Coming up here on our left, see this little white square building? Pretty small, huh? This was the smallest holding cell in the Caribbean. Holding like a little police station. Here we've got pumpkins, papaya, a lot of spices, sweet potato, green bananas, yam, ripe plantains. And we've got the fresh ginger right up front at the first table. There's the fresh ginger. And we've got mangoes, papaya, my favorites, avocados.
Mangoes, my favorite.
Oh my goodness, and that is what. Oh my goodness. Tabernacle Methodist Church, right next to it is a Methodist cemetery. Now maybe people you think are dead in this cemetery. All of them. You guys are so clever. I was asked that question about 2 years ago by a guest on board with me. You know what I did? I started counting the tombstones. He said, my dear, you don't have to count. They're all dead. I said, okay, now I know. We have basically the same temperature all year round here on the island. The hottest it gets in the summer is about 90 to 95 degrees. And the coolest it gets in the winter time, in the evening time, is about a cool 72 degrees. And that's when I put my sweater on and I get right under the blankets. We get about 40 inches of rain per year here on the island. Here to the right, this is the work of one of our local architects, Mr. Arnels. One of those homes belongs to him, the others are for each one of his kids. The island has two airports. The smallest is located here on the French side of the island, and it's only accommodates small aircrafts. On the Dutch side of the island, we've got the more commercial and popular airport. Some of you might see it on YouTube or heard of it. While you're at the beach laid out, the planes come right over you for landing. airport, we get at least 7 to 8 direct and connecting flights from the US daily. Some of the carriers we get from the US are USA, JetBlue, Spirit Airlines, and American Airlines. From Europe, we get KLM and Air France. From Canada, we get Air Canada. The Concorde have landed here twice, and before you ask how many times it took off twice. So when you're ready to come back and experience living with us, just pack a few pieces of clothing, bring along the plastic, a little bit of cash, don't forget your family and good friends, and just show up, the rest will be taken care of. Once more, at the border, now the 11th of November, that's the date when Christopher Columbus discovered our friendly island. It's a public holiday here on the island. One of the activities that's done on that date between the two sides of the island is at this border and our second major border. Each other would rotate it where the French and Dutch will meet together at that particular border. They each would lay a wreath on their side of the border, then they would all hug, shake hands, and thank God for another year of peaceful living in unity. Welcome back to the Dutch side of the island. At this roundabout, we've got 3 of our icons. We've got Tata the bus driver. He was the first school bus driver here on the island. Took many kids to and from school. Then we've got Mr. Elliot the butcher, who used to supply the island with meat. And not only did he supply the island with meat, he also contributed to many kids. Lally the homemaker, she fed the hungry and took in the homeless. Most of the Caribbean islands are volcanic islands and they're in the hurricane zone. On the 5th of September 1995, Hurricane Louis came by with a Category 5. A 200 miles per hour wind stood over the island for 36 hours. Many people lost their home and all their belongings. We lost water and power then. The water was returned to us in December of that very same year. For some districts, the electricity was delayed up until the following year, June. And do you know what was the result of that? No?
Babies.
Lots and lots of babies. There's not much wildlife here on the island. The wildlife we have are the iguanas, the mongoose. There are no snakes here on the island. The mongoose ate them all. We also have the green velvet monkeys. They were originated out of St. Kitts and Nevis. They were bought here on the island as pets. All the kids that go to school here on the island wears a uniform to school. Classes are held about 9 months out of the year. Here on the Dutch side of the island, classes starts at 7:30 in the morning and classes are by 1:30. On the French side of the island, some classes start at 7, 7:30, 8 and 8:30, and classes out starting at 3 up until 5 p.m. We have Catholic schools here on the island, Methodist schools, private schools. We have a Canadian school on the island, an American school, and we also have a medical school here on the island. It's 5 o'clock somewhere around the world. Will anyone be stopping at my greenhouse here on the right for happy hour? How many of you have seen the original movie King Kong, the black and white? I would have loved to show you Skull Island. I just barely visible, but it won't be any use showing you because you don't know exactly where to look. Maybe later when the ship is leaving, it might be more visible to you. Skull Island is right here in the Caribbean. It's better known as Sabre. And that's where the original movie King Kong was filmed, the black and white.
Wow.
Now the island has 4 forts. Fort Amsterdam, which is over in Marigot. Straight over here on the right where those antennas are is Fort William. The other fort is looking like across from the ship. And then to the right, here behind that green roof, where that piece of land is extended out into the water, that is Fort William. And that is where Peter Stuyvesant lost his right leg to that cannonball fire. That Fort Amsterdam will be closest to you when you're walking down to your ship. You look off to the right, where the hotel, that is Divi Little Bay Hotel with the yellow buildings with the red roof. And right in that area is Fort Amsterdam. Once more, ladies and gents, did everybody have a good time? Woo! On behalf of myself, the rest of the Rendezvous staff, our driver, we want to thank you very much. It was a great pleasure and honor being your tour guide and bus driver. It was quite enjoyable. We do always like to get a feedback on all our tours, so when you get back to the ship, if you've got that minute to spare at the excursion desk to fill out the comment form on your tour today, and when you get home and you get on TripAdvisor, if you enjoyed me, please don't forget to mention that you on the St. Martin Beach Rendezvous Tour, and your tour guide of 11 years, or you celebrated 11 years, is Carlene with a big capital C. Your driver, also with a big capital C, was Charlie. But if you did not enjoy us, please do be sure to mention that you were way over at the Butterfly Farm. I would like everyone to enjoy the rest of the afternoon here in friendly St. Martin. Enjoy the rest of your cruise. Have a safe journey back home. Enjoy the rest of 2016. And let us all hope the economy will be lifted, get much better, brighter, peaceful, and more overall safer for the future. Thanks for coming. Thank you.
Thank you. Woo.
Downtown shoppers, this is your information for downtown Pittsburgh. You'll be dropped off right in front of the gas station that I pointed you out to. Right behind that gas station to the parking lot is your shortcut. It will lead you directly onto the boardwalk that is parallel to Front Street. Downtown Phillipsburg is duty free. Those of you who are shopping for cigarettes, cigars, liquor, tobacco, please do ask the store clerk the quantity that you are allowed to take back to your different destination. Locations for the water taxis are all in the boardwalk. You don't need a location for the land taxi. You'll find them on the main street, and they'll be looking for you and be shouting you back to the ship, back to the ship. What time is all aboard, ladies and gents?
4:30.
Please do allow yourself at least a half an hour before all aboard time to make your way back to the ship now.
It's 4:30.
Coming up at this roundabout, we've got a statue of when slave was free from bondage. Downtown shoppers, please start preparing yourself. We're getting close to the gas station where you'll be dropped off. And speaking of the gas station, a gallon of gas, Imperial gallon, is about $6.35 US.
How much is it? What's a gallon again?
15. That's what that's hot.
4.4 liters.
Located. However, unfortunately at times we do experience people going by wearing their birthday suits, some of which are ironed and most not ironed. you could end up spending anywhere from $85 to $350 worth of braids. There's a catch to the braiding. The finer your braids are, the more sections they divide your hair into, the more it will cost you. Remember, it's 2 times for braiding. So one braid is $2. If you have 50, how much would that be? If you have 100 braids, okay, there we go. The vendors are also going to be offering to give you an aloe vera plant massage. Please bear in mind they're not licensed and professional to give you a massage. Okay, ladies and gents, look at the water. Are you ready for the water? I'm not ready. I forgot my bathing suit. Yes, I do. It looks like it's a bit windy. There's a bit of current, so please exercise extra caution in the water. Take your time and get familiar with the level of the bed of the sea. At Cacao, it's a full facility location, and when we need to use the facilities, there will be available to us. Okay, here we are. Watch your step.
Although when we passed the gas station, I thought it said it was $3.
And that's
Do you have anyone on board from Baltimore?
no.
Anyone from Baltimore? As we go past the Vineyard Building, the house you'll see on the left, the house with the yellow star is the oldest house here on the Dutch side of the island. Been standing around since the 1700s, and it came from Baltimore, prefabricated. Once more, I do want to thank you very much. It was a great pleasure, honor.
Stars.
Quite enjoyable being with you today. And it was highly appreciated having you share my 11th year with the Rendezvous Tour Company. I won't promise you I'll be around for 11 more years, but I'm hoping to be around. For a few more years. If you enjoyed the tour with us and you would love to show appreciation, please feel free to do so. There's a tip basket up front. Thank you. Downtown shoppers, this is your stop. Is anyone staying downtown?
Yeah. Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just us now and the
How do you
party
know if
begins.
it's even working?
I hope. Well, there's a light.
I would like everyone to please take their Oasis cards out. Have them holding in your hands. We are going to need to show them to the security guard at the gate.
No.
Homeland Security all over the world.
We're getting rain. Space Mountain.